The Queen Bee has blessed the Hive with a lot. First, her new Netflix special titled Homecoming, where she revealed her rocky road to Coachella, including the fact she had to have an emergency C-section for her twins, Sir and Rumi. Plus, she also dropped a new album that coincides with the documentary, and guess whose voice makes a special appearance? Blue Ivy. A star is literally born, people, and we're talking all things Beyonce right now. How's it going, guys? I'm Madison Hill. We have a lot of Beyonce news to discuss, but first, if you're part of the Hive and want to stay up to date on your queen, make sure to click that subscribe button and the bell for notifications. So this year's Coachella has essentially been dubbed Arichella, thanks to Ariana Grande, headlining the final night of music's biggest weekend. But before that, people, there was a thing called Beychella, and Beyonce is reminding us of her record-breaking Coachella performance just in time for weekend 2. Last year, Beyonce made history as the first Black woman to headline the music festival, and lo and behold, she documented the whole preparation process and packaged it into a nice little documentary for the Hive's viewing called Homecoming, a film by Beyonce. Thank you, Beyonce, for reminding us all that while Netflix may be raising their prices, we must keep our subscriptions for important things just like this. In Beyonce's documentary that showed her getting ready for a performance of a lifetime, we learned a lot about the Queen Bee. First up, the fact that her pregnancy and delivery of her twins was far from easy. In the film, Beyonce revealed that she weighed 218 pounds when she gave birth, and with this, she had developed high blood pressure and preeclampsia. She said, quote, "My body went through more than I knew it could." As far as the difficult delivery, Beyonce opened up about how one of the baby's heartbeats kept pausing several times, therefore she had to have a surprise and emergency C-section. Thankfully, both babies were delivered safely, and the Carters added 2 new members to their family. However, the addition of the twins just made Beyonce's Coachella prep that much more difficult. In the documentary, she opened up about how it was hard for her to focus on the rehearsals because she wanted to be with her children. In fact, she would breastfeed in her trailer in between rehearsing to make sure the twins were taken care of, and she would bring them and Blue Ivy whenever she could. She said, quote, "My body was not connected. My mind was not there. My mind wanted to be with my children." She went on to say, quote, "What people don't see is the sacrifice. I have children. I have a husband. I have to take care of my body."
There were days that I thought, I'd never be the same. I'd never be the same physically. My strength and endurance would never be the same.
Speaking of Beyonce's body, this is something else she opened up about. Coachella was her big return to the stage since giving birth, and as I mentioned, being that she was the first Black woman to headline, she felt pressure to make sure she was at her best, and that did not come easy. I mean, hello, you saw her performance. She needed a lot to get through all of that epicness. In order to get her old self back, Beyonce admitted that her exercise regimen consisted of SoulCycle. As we've talked about previously, her diet was essentially a strictly vegan diet. She also cut out carbs, sugar, and alcohol. In the documentary, Beyonce admitted she was hungry, which, can you blame her? But she fit into her outfit and kept her energy up the entire show, so it definitely paid off. While all of that was interesting, perhaps one of the things that was most compelling was the lesson Beyonce learned from this Coachella performance. She said, quote, "I definitely pushed myself further than I knew I could, and I learned a very valuable lesson. I will never push myself that far again." I can understand why Beyonce would feel this way, as her performance was truly one that will go down in Coachella history. From the history it personified, to the outfits, to the choreography, all of it was amazing. And while Beyonce had a hand in every single detail, she admits that she couldn't have done it alone. She said, quote, "It takes a huge team. It takes a village, and I think we all worked to our limit." Now, as I mentioned, Beyonce didn't just release this documentary, she also released an album to go with it, titled Homecoming, the live album. It was a way for the Hive to relive her Coachella performance song by song, and it includes some bonus tracks, one of which includes her daughter, Blue Ivy. Blue can be seen singing in the documentary and on the album in the song Lift Every Voice and Sing. Clearly, the little one has picked up a thing or two from her mom, because you can tell she already has a passion to be a star in her own right. As expected, the Hive is buzzing out of control with this new documentary and album, saying things like Beyonce released a 40-song album of the live Coachella performances along with the Homecoming movie, and I'm gonna combust, it's too much. Another said, it's Beyonce's world and we're in it. And as if a documentary wasn't enough, Beyonce has blessed us once again with a live album. So there you have it, people, Beyonce came through and stole Coachella once again, even though she's not even performing. If that's not a queen, then I don't know what is. I am ready to hear all your thoughts on this Beyonce news. What was your reaction to her documentary? What was the biggest thing you learned? Also, thoughts on that live album and Blue Ivy's singing? Let it out down below. For more on this year's Coachella, check out one of our recent videos. And for more entertainment news, subscribe to Hollyscoop now.